Welcome back to the London Christmas Tournament Expert Division qualifying round, hole number 8. Then we're going to be setting up, sending a Zerk to the green, looking for the hole-in-one. Worst case scenario, you might have a baby Endbringer chip from the fringe. Best case scenario, you drop the hole-in-one. We're adjusting this shot P5 numbers minus 65% max. All right, the base spin set is 4 top spin, 2 left spin. And of course, that's going to change slightly depending on wind strength and wind angle. I've broken this down into 3 wind angles to give you the best chance at a drop for a hole-in-one. And they need some minor tweaks and a little bit different curl, a little bit different spin set for each one, but it's not complicated. So if you just want to grab the Easy Eagle, then play the base spins. Actually, bump that down a little bit just to make it a little bit safer. We're going to make the base spin 3.8 top spin just to make sure that nobody rolls long. 3.8 top, 2 left, right? So at max extension, at P5 max extension, APOC 5 and 6, you'll have 2/3 of the white ring into the fairway. So what I'm looking at is, this fairway over here, right? APOC 5 and 6, you'll have 2/3 of the white ring into the fairway. APOC 7 is, as you see here, 1/3 of the white ring into the fairway on the right. And then APOC 8 is white ring touching the fairway. And that is all at P5 max extension. All right. Release it. Don't add any spins yet. Adjust your P5 minus 65% max. And then add your spins once you have your wind angle. So this one was in the process of dialing it in. And this is what I've worked my spin tweaks and curl tweaks off of, is this shot here. So for wind angles, we're looking at basically 3 major wind angles. And I'm using these 3 signs basically. Well, so anything so just left of that tree and then up until the center of this sign, and then there's anything over here. So, and then there's another here. So this is wind angle 1, wind angle 2, wind angle 3, okay? I'm not labeling them because they're all tailwind. They're all a variation of crosswind, basically. So we're just going 1, 2, and 3 to simplify this one here. If you're in wind angle 3, your wind is between 9.4 and 10 mile an hour. You need 4 top, 2 left. That's what I'm playing here. All right. If your wind is between 10.1 and 10.6, you'll need 4 top spin, 2 left spin, and you'll also need to pull back towards the tee 2+ yards. If your wind is between 10.7 and 11.3, you play this with 3.7 top spin, 2 left spin, and then you'll pull back towards the tee 3+ yards. If you have king wind 11.4 to 11.9 in wind angle 3, you'll use 3.5 top spin, 2 left spin, and then you pull back 4+ yards. It's always 2 left spin on every shot, right? The only thing we're changing is the amount of top spin, whether or not we pull back, and we're changing our curl slightly depending on the wind angle. So that's for wind angle 3 here. If you're in the middle, wind angle 2, 9.4 to 10 mile an hour, you use 4.2 top, 2 left. 10.1 to 10.6 is 4 top, 2 left, and you'll pull back 1+ yard. 10.7 to 11.3 uses 3.7 top spin, 2 left spin, and you pull back 2+ yards. 11.4 to 11.9 mile an hour in wind angle 2, you'll use 3.5 top spin, 2 left spin, and then you pull back towards the tee 3+ yards. If you have wind angle 1 and you're over here in this general area, wind 9.4 to 10 is 4.3 top spin, 2 left spin. Winds 10.1 to 10.6 is 4.2 top, 2 left. 10.7 to 11.3 is 4 top spin, 2 left spin. And winds 11.4 to 11.9 is 3.8 top spin and 2 left spin. With that being said, I did not get a whole lot of wind angle 1 shots here. Most of my wind angles were all up in the trees between 2 and 3. So if you're catching wind angle 1, you may need a couple of additional tweaks, may need to change those spin sets a little bit depending on how that plays. I think it should be fine. It should be safe either way. But if you're trying to get that hole-in-one, you might need to make some additional tweaks there in a wind angle 1. So the curl is going to change depending on your wind angle as well. So this is the curl that is needed for wind angle 3, right? Slightly more than a half a ball of curl. If you look closely, you see the line that comes from the target to the ball here? That line is just above the corner of this shot circle here. Or you can look here. That line is basically touching this top left corner here. So this is probably the easiest place to reference it. It's full overpower, and then curl to the left side of that line is touching this part of the broken shot circle there, and that's the curl you need for wind angle 3. If you have wind angle 2, you're going to use slightly less than a half a ball of curl. So what I've been doing is I've been putting this gray line, the right side of this gray line, on the ball. I've been having that flush with my center line. So it's slightly less than a half a ball of curl. And then if you have wind angle 1, you're going to use left curl until the left side of the ball is even with the left side of the shot circle, right? It's like, I don't know, 0.4 of a ball of curl. You want the left side of your ball even with the outside of the shot circle full OP. Just a little bit less. Basically, if you're using Xert, I'm referencing here with my center line for wind angle 2, and I'm referencing here with my center line for wind angle 1. The right side of that gray line on both occasions, right? Right side of the gray line on your center line for wind angle 2, right side of this first gray line on your center line for wind angle 1. And then, of course, this is wind angle 3, right? Now, with that being said, wind strength does play a role in the amount of curl that you need, right? So if you got higher winds, you might need a little bit more curl. If you got lower winds, you might need a little bit less curl, and we're only talking about a couple of clicks here. But that's just for your information to try and help you grab the hole-in-one. You certainly can play the mid-level base shot here, in which case, if you're going to play the base shot and not really focus on the hole-in-one, I would recommend that you use half a ball of curl to the left, full OP, everything else the same. You'll use 3.8 top, 2 left, P5 minus 65% max, and then use half a ball of curl, all right? That's if you're just playing the base shot and you're not trying to grab the hole-in-one. Just keep in mind that even if you are playing the base shot and not necessarily going for the hole-in-one, you still need to keep in mind, you know, wind strengths. If you step up to the plate and you've got king wind of 11.9, I would definitely back off of the top spin a bit, and I would probably pull it back a couple of plus yards just to be safe. But there's the hole-in-one. Shows you that it is definitely doable here, and if you spend a little bit of time and a couple of practice tokens, you ought to give yourself a real good opportunity at dropping this hole-in-one, at the very least walking away with a very easy eagle, and a pretty good chance at dropping a hole-in-one if you can get your spin set right, your curl tweaked right. It's a good opportunity here. So wish you guys the best of the luck. I hope you all get the hole-in-ones, and we'll catch you on the next one.